This week's videos are sponsored by Manscaped and Shopify. More on them after the reaction, people. What is happening there, citizens of the Reject Nation? It's time for Monarch episode 4 today. John, how are you?
Can't wait, mon.
That works. Yeah, that works for me. Leave a like on this video, ladies and gentlemen. Also, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell to get notified when our reaction for episode 5 is up here on the channel. Big thank you to Prepper for helping us edit down these highlights. And as always, full-length reaction watch-alongs where you sync up with your own copy of Monarch, available for our super sexy rejects over at our Patreon page. Over there, we cover several things exclusively with highlights and watch-alongs included. Thank you to all who have joined our Patreon page for the month of November. Hope to see you over here in December. Let's get in action, see what this episode's all about. Ooh, Utah.
Mormon Monarch. It's giving Hills Have Eyes and Breaking Bad?
Where's the atomic bomb, Jesse?
Jesse, we have to radiate. Old hunk of junk is this?
What the hell?
It's not even plugged in.
Or was it? Satellite phone.
It's Barnes. I'm getting a really weird reading out here, and Barnes. Outpost 47. Yeah, I need to speak to Assistant Director Verdugo.
That's a cool attention to detail. It's like her position doesn't even matter.
Isn't it Outpost 37 in the thing? Or 38? I don't know. Oh, yeah.
Right where we left off.
Oh, buddy.
Get down, man.
Get down.
Come on, get the rock.
Oh, boy.
You did it.
Look over there.
All that effort for a 2-second distraction.
And they literally just left my man right there.
Oh, it's his fault, man, after a certain point. The thing.
You could have got killed, you idiot.
It is the year of retro sunglasses.
That's a beautiful shot. Wow.
In the hollow ice. No.
Yeah, that hurts. That amount of cold. Ugh. That dude looks really concerned for her.
That's his love right there.
I think we're in the clear for the moment. Oh, God damn it, son of a bitch.
Whoa.
My legs are soaking wet.
We gotta move quick. Hey, you good?
Am I good? I'm gonna die of hypothermia. Are you happy we came?
Jesus.
Always fighting.
Yeah.
He was like, no wonder my dad had 2 families.
Yeah.
なぜこれ？なぜ今？
Whoa.
証明。
This is an interesting change.
あとは話しにくいところから来ると思うんです。自分にとっては直感なんです。
Fair.
あなたのプロセスは尊重するわ。バイヤーはアートだけじゃなく、アーティストを知るために大金を払うのよ。
Your brand, man.
人はね、アートを買うんじゃない。
アーティストを買う。
They don't buy into your product, they buy into you.
あ、母さん。
健太郎のパラレルとインテリア世界への飽くなき探求。
Like his father and multiple identities and relationships.
His art is genetically passed down.
挑発的だったとみんな気に入ってくれるでしょうね。
みんなが気に入ったら挑発的じゃないってこと。
Yeah, Mom, shut up.
Yeah, stop supporting me, Mom.
本当に嬉しい。お父さんだって。
親父はまだ見てないじゃん。
本番見たら絶対にそう。お父さん空港から直行するって。
That's why I went to Alaska. Show him his art.
Yes. I brought these big faces with me.
So Monarch is a commentary on parasocial relationships.
Yep. We all think we know Godzilla.
写真撮った？
撮ってないよ。
昔。
俺の展示のポスターの写真を撮ってた。そしたら君が観光客みたいにパーって前歩いてきた。
No, so they started off bickering.
Yeah, it's their core relationship trait.
Sounds pretentious.
Incredibly.
You speak English.
Hey.
You know, it would be incredibly respectful is if you...
Yeah.
Delete the pic.
Is there a reason you don't like your picture being taken?
Because she doesn't know who you are.
It's a very nice picture.
It's in my recently deleted.
Are you hitting on me?
Just being honest.
Do people say that in real life? I see it in movies and shows all the time. Are you flirting with me? Are you hitting on me?
People are always asking me that.
Do you like whiskey?
I like expensive whiskey.
You're in luck. Japan has some very expensive whiskey.
How expensive we talking?
We can't sit still with that Titan on the prowl.
You still think it's out there?
Hell if I know.
You still think it's out there. You're out in the middle of open snow.
Of course, it's around here somewhere.
The temperature's gonna drop by the minute. We got no food, no shelter, no duho. Where the hell are we going?
We're lost. Andy's gone, and it's all your fault.
Oh, God.
I think I saw something from the plane. Some kind of structure. Looked like a big golf ball. It had to be man-made, like a building or settlement.
Ooh, a geodesic dome.
This episode better win me over to their dynamics.
You're not in love with them?
I mean, they are charming in this flashback. Pretentious.
This place is a dump. Decide!
That's the password.
Is my favorite trope. We chose this password because we know it's a dump. Oh my. Speak easy.
Okay, you proved me wrong.
The center framing on this show.
With the beautiful hair, too. Damn.
Oh. Okay, so you're a successful artist.
I designed the lighting.
What? No way.
Yeah.
Is that going to help them with fighting the Titan?
Yeah, they're going to shine a bunch of lights on him.
Is that why he just shot the flare?
Yeah, he's like, I could use this. I know this.
可能な連れてきてる
バーテンダーとしてそういうこと言っちゃダメだよな。
I mean, I didn't say it was a bad act. I mean, as far as acts go.
This isn't an act.
Oh.
He opens his body language.
I judge an artist based on their art, not on a suit and a haircut.
Oh, she buys the art.
Buys the art first? But influencers.
Yeah, come on. You are the brand. The brand.
Why isn't this stuff in the gallery?
These aren't for sale.
I mean, you could change that and change your life.
People don't give other people a shot unless there's something in it for them.
That's pretty cynical.
I mean,
But accurate.
when it
Is there
involves money.
anything such as selfless? Is there a real quality?
You should probably go. The rich pricks are waiting.
You got to be there in time for your dad not to show up. Miss your dance recital.
Not really my crowd.
Mine either.
Get used to it, hotshot.
No, they wanted to kiss.
Get back to them fighting.
That was sweet. Yeah, this is too sweet for too long, man. Can't relate to these guys anymore. Ooh.
We must go through the mines of Moria.
They called it a mine.
I know what I saw.
No.
What?
Over there.
What? Where?
Right there. What is that?
A very noticeable blue light.
Maybe you're a local settlement?
The point is, it's out there, right?
Let's zip line across this canyon.
You don't know how far that is. That Titan can catch you before you get halfway there.
You know what I've noticed this whole time? None of them have had cold breath.
That is an excellent call. Oh, interesting.
I'm going. Alone if I have to.
Because I'm not a kid.
You think you saw something?
Yeah, I know what I saw.
Then go. And don't stop until you find it. And then get help. We'll do the same.
In a different direction.
The next time we see Kentaro, he'll be riding a Godzilla.
Yes. He'll be surfing on its back.
I've tamed him.
Radiation, specifically gamma rays in the 30 exahertz range.
Where is this radiation coming from?
That's a crazy thing. You only see these kinds of spikes from pulsars, supermassive black holes.
Supermassive black hole.
The last time anyone saw readings like this was right before the last emergence event from Jajira and Yucca Flats, before G-Day.
Jajira.
Jajira? Is there no one on set to tell her how to pronounce Gojira?
We got to get every pronunciation possible so that every culture's version feels represented. That's how we pander most broadly.
Hey! Is that you?
Yes, it is. Oh, cool shot. Good long lens. Oh, no. Ice.
Where did this has to be a soundstage because there's like things about them physically that are distracting me of how they don't look. He doesn't look like he's actually cold.
I'm just so surprised they wouldn't. There's some cold breath a little bit.
There we go. Just the body, like just your nose and your ears would be like in so much pain.
Red and like leaky, nose running.
Call it nitpick, but I want realism in my Kaiju show.
Yes. And the door opens up beneath him. Some say freezing to death is a soothing way to go.
We're back at Dad's tent?
We are going in cycles.
This place is stranger than you think. It's stranger than anybody knows.
Mystery box.
If we don't warm her up, she's gonna die.
Take your clothes off. She needs body heat.
Yes, everyone huddle for warmth. Oh.
Beautiful.
We have entered hallucination terrain.
Go toward the light.
He's hallucinated about this woman he saw 10 minutes ago.
It is.
Oh,
it's a flashback.
Tell me why you don't want to go to your gallery opening again.
Why does it matter to you if I go?
Well, it doesn't. I don't think you should be ashamed to take credit for what you do.
What do you do?
yeah, says you.
I just brought you here and bared my artist soul. You haven't told me shit about yourself.
I do computer shit.
Computer shit? Yeah, okay, come on.
You mean to tell me that the entire natural phenomenon of an aurora borealis has been condensed to your kitchen?
You need to...
Ignore it.
Who's Lyra?
I'm traveling for work, yeah. No, look, you gotta stop calling me. I'll call you when I'm back, yeah?
Moved on.
So mysterious. Is this still part of his hallucination?
Yeah, things don't behave the same in a hallucination when you get a phone call from Lyra.
Oh, it's her. Have we transitioned into her hallucination? They're sharing the same flashback?
Yes, and they're both going crazy out in the snow.
Beautiful.
Whoa.
I think their minds are connected in some way.
Yeah, it must be the juju from the borealis stuff.
If anything happens to me, get in touch with my sister.
Lyra.
Her name is Lyra.
No, let's not go there.
She's the only person that I can call.
Let her go there.
I'm gonna give you her number.
I'm sure Kentaro knows how.
No, he doesn't know shit.
Hope you're not talking about me. Gonna have to stoke that fire. This is nothing but kindling. I mean, it's not gonna last very long. And who knows what's in your dad's papers? Theories, discoveries, where he went.
Yeah, any ideas yourself?
I gotta say, they got away from that Kaiju, all things considered, pretty easily.
Yeah, you just hide in a cave for a couple of minutes, and then it's gone. It's just completely gone with no trace.
Hell of a cliffhanger. Oh, yeah, let's see it.
Oh, let's do this.
Hey, wait, stop! Don't move!
Oh, damn. Whoa.
What a dick titan.
Whoa.
That's pretty cool.
Can't run from that thing anymore.
No, run into it.
We can't dismiss Bill Randa's files. Now, look, Lee Shaw was there. He knows something that we don't. That's why he's going after the files.
Wyatt!
Class.
I'm the troll from the basement that you tried to avoid in the break room. Totally fine. It's not like I work here for the after-work karaoke anyway.
Oh my God, get on with it, man.
We were here to learn everything we can so no one else has to lose another loved one in a Titan event. Bunch of people who signed up to study giant atomic-powered monsters. Be a little bit more open-minded about it.
Tim?
That Titan didn't go after us. It went after the fire. Didn't go after Kentaro. Went after that burning airplane engine.
It was distracted by the flare.
They wanted to eat that heat.
Then why did it toss that
that airplane like a chew toy and come chasing after us?
Because my brother tried saving our asses by shooting a flare at it. And after the flare, we were the warmest things.
Maybe it's because it thinks you're hot.
And this is how we beat this damn thing. We dangle the biggest, brightest, hottest object we can in front of it. Never been so thankful for a full bladder. Aviation fuel. Brighter than Times Square on VJ Day.
What day?
We build a bonfire.
VJ Day?
VJ Day. What? That's going to scratch my head too long for this. What am I missing? Is that real or a joke?
And if the time comes, you ditch him too. Save yourself, Kate. One of us has to make it out of here alive.
Aww. They're in love now.
You think Kiersey Clemons is the daughter of Keith David from The Thing?
Yes. He got out.
Hello? What are you doing here?
Collected.
Are you real? I thought it was alone.
So did I.
That papa?
Pappy. Happy Rand?
Where's it?
Ugh.
Now that's cold.
Cold soda.
俺だよ。
What's down there?
Nails? Teeth?
That's what it looks like.
Some type of shedding?
Are you on the back of a creature?
Chains of shutter speed. Sinister tunes.
Ooh. Do like the disconcerting score elements. Yeah.
I got my wish.
Whoa.
Oh, is this real? Yeah,
There's
this is
the
real.
Dome, yeah.
What exactly is this?
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
何点か売れたよ。キミさんとはもううまくいってないけど。
That's the sharpest pencil.
チャンスだって言ったよね。お前には才能があるって。お前ならできるって。
Blames his dad for this.
そんなの親父に分かるわけないじゃん。がっかりさせたくなかった。
Of course not.
もう二度と会えなくなるなんて知らなかった。
Oh. Until now.
大事なこと忘れると思ってたが、みんなすごいって言ってたぞ。お母さんも喜んでた。お父さんもすごいと思うよ。
Even the subtitles are fading.
Cool.
Oh, is it that radio thing that girl found?
Must be. Or maybe they're linking somehow, yeah. Papa was here. This is always sharpening pencils.
Very, very specific tick.
And then I realized every time you took a shot, all you really
Whoa, yeah. Oh, it's like a scream. Light it up. No. Oh, want the power from your laptop.
dinner time, you son of a bitch.
Whoa. Nice.
Yeah, well, f you too.
Run and catch the helicopter. Cool, like strange sound design for the creature's noises. That's not good. Ooh.
It's like Godzilla, but with ice. Money shot!
Wow. Oh, Oh, you want to go down there?
All the answers he's been looking for.
I never thought I'd thank someone for abandoning their family, but here we are.
Oh, their family. She said it.
How do you...
Someone had to fix the radio that I found. Left a mess of shavings behind.
Oh, she knows the shavings too.
He's alive.
Aww.
I hate my sister.
Damn it. Damn it.
Oh, maybe the kaiju could eat the love power. It's the strongest force in the universe.
Colonel Shaw! It's an honor to finally meet you!
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Wow. Wow. And now such serene tones to guide us out of the episode. Makes me want to do a guided meditation.
For sure, man.
Out on the ice. Breathing deep. What's that in the distance? Pay it no mind. Focus on the sound of my voice.
And if you actually took it serious, you would have been able to meditate.
That's my problem. Always, each time. Just can't stop my internal monologue, you know?
You know, with that laptop, you could really build yourself a proper website.
That's true, you could.
And you could also use it to probably get access to certain other websites to help, you know, keep yourself a little bit clean.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a little bit harder to transition when you got dual.
Get some stuff
duality
to get
of
the
two.
proper tools to keep yourself trim for any journey into whatever frozen tundra.
You hear that static over the radio?
Oh,
Thank you to Shopify for sponsoring, which is what we use for our merch store and is our game-changing partner in e-commerce. So whether you're launching a passion project or scaling to new heights, Shopify is the e-commerce powerhouse guiding you at every step. From creating your first online store to opening physical locations, Shopify makes it seamless. It's perfect whether you're selling exclusive merch or unique collectibles, thanks to their all-encompassing platform for both online and in-store sales. Their checkout system unmatched. It's 36% more effective at converting visitors into buyers than other platforms. And let's not forget Shopify Magic, their AI tool that elevates your business with minimal effort. But seriously, reflecting on our journey using Shopify for www.rejectnationshop.com, it's been transformative. The transition, smooth, growth, exponential. Thank you again, Reject Nation. From simplifying sales to scaling our offerings, Shopify has been a cornerstone of our success. And Shopify isn't just for us. It powers 10% of U.S. e-commerce, backing businesses big and small in over 175 countries. Their award-winning support, always there to guide you. So ready to join the revolution? Sign up for Shopify at only $1 a month at shopify.com/rejects. All lowercase, shopify.com/rejects. Start your Shopify success story now. Let's grow together with Shopify, team. Merry Ballsmas, Reject Nation. You know what the funny thing is? I already owned this product before agreeing to do this partnership. I could have used my influencer ring to get it for free or at a discount. But hey, no, you can get it at a discount because this week we are, of course, sponsored by Manscaped. As a married man who's always on the move, I value looking sharp while keeping things efficient. And that's where Manscaped's Performance Package 5.0 Ultra comes in, featuring the Lawnmower 5.0, and it is a game changer. The package is honestly a perfect gift for yourself or for another man that you might know. I'll give this to John. If anyone asks, I paid for it out of my own pocket. But no, seriously, this is easily the best because it comes with not one, but two next-gen blade heads. See the difference? It's a good thing I have two now for demonstration purposes. So you got the standard trimmer for a perfect neat trim, but this one, the new foil blade for that super smooth finish, and oh yeah, it's all about safe grooming with their advanced skin-safe technology. Plus, they're waterproof, so no more crumbs on the carpet. The package also includes the Weed Whacker 2.0 for ear and nose, and I definitely use this because look at me, I'm a hairy guy. And the must-have liquid formations, the Crop Soother aftershave lotion, and the Crop Preserver ball deodorant. Say goodbye to post-shave irritation and hello freshness. And the ultimate cherry on top, 2 free gifts. Manscaped's Premium Boxers 2.0 and the Shed 2.0 toiletry bag. Again, I already have one. The boxers, I'm wearing them up here right now. And the bag is perfect for all your grooming essentials, as you can see. So you ready to elevate your grooming game? Head to manscaped.com and use code REJECTS for a cool 20% off plus free shipping. Remember, it's REJECTS for 20% off at manscaped.com. Let's get those jingle balls holiday ready with Manscaped. Thank you guys for sponsoring this video.
We appreciate the both of you.
All right, John, what did you think about this?
Hey, I enjoyed this episode. I
enjoy
like
every
that
episode.
I hate
I don't
cinema.
think in one point in the entire time we have filmed anything together, I've ever been like, what'd you think of this episode? That you've ever been like,
I did not like that.
Yeah, I don't think one. I challenge
I think it must
anyone here to find one time where John's been like, I don't like this episode. That's not to imply that I didn't like this episode.
Not in a well, yeah, it's harder in this environment because too, it's very fun getting to do this and being able to watch it. And
it's hard to be honest. The camera pointed
right.
at you.
It's easier when it's just
John
like you
likes
just
everything.
walked out of a movie and you don't have to.
It's my shirt.
Yeah,
my shirt.
John
Likes everything.
That'll be my specific Real Rejects official T-shirt at rejectnationshop.com, and 5 people will buy it, and we'll know. All of us will know. Yes. Okay. So instead of saying I enjoyed this episode, I will say that this episode,
I loved it.
I hated it. It's continuing about the same like level of quality I've come to expect thus far for for better mostly.
Ouch.
And for could be a little better in other places.
I know, but the way I read it, ouch.
Yes. Yeah. Everything is literal and it's all immediate. Yeah. So I hated everything, but I loved only the most.
Trying to get clicks, are you?
Yes, absolutely. Woke Monarch just ruining the legacy of monsters. But no, I like that this episode was doing more of a character thing. I think that it was nice to have an episode that decisively chose one character and went, well, 2 characters really, and went, we're going to peer in on them to kind of complement and flesh out some of this stuff while we do the things in the present. Like the things happening in the present are like very, very, very straightforward at the moment, even though you do have the cool, like, ooh, space and time weird, like, oh, when you get too close to kaiju, things get strange. Like they're still good at kind of stretching out this mystery part, but it was nice to have something with a little bit of tonal contrast and contemplation to, balance out the rest of the stuff that's just like, we got to evade the monster and hey, we got to go find these guys.
Gotta give John credit, man. Even though he likes everything, he knows how to explain why he likes it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'll never just be like, was good, goodbye.
There are people who will.
I know. And I should learn to become one of them.
I know.
So that nobody ever knows what I think. Just, the basics. I'll just give everything a number and not say anything else.
Yeah, John. Are you done? Are you done? Okay, I thought you had more.
I mean, no. I that's my nutshell review of the episode without like taking everything that there is to. I like this knife that you've got here.
Give me something to talk about, John.
Hey,
give me
G,
a topic.
What did you think of Kentaro? Kentaro, this episode is clearly the guy that you have been, sort of
championing for him.
You love Kentaro, and I've been sitting here going like, man, I'm just waiting for that performance to really kick in, and you've been here in his corner being like, he's my favorite actor in 2023. So, what did you think? Did he rise to the occasion?
I liked him more than I did in the previous episodes. I enjoyed his flashback scenes. I thought him and Kiersey Clemons had... I think when it comes to chemistry with actors, people usually chalk it up to they have great chemistry to they have no chemistry.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's either of those. I think
intermediate.
I think they have middling chemistry is what they have.
It is there. It just could use more flavors. It's like you always feel like these actors want to do the work, and they're giving them some of that.
I think it is the baseline generic flirting chemistry.
Yes.
And then the baseline bickering, we're argumentative chemistry.
And we both have these hang-ups that are, grave to us, but maybe more easy to resolve than we imagine.
I still don't think the writing on them is... I think where the show lacks in qualitative dialogue, they make up for a lot in aesthetic choices that evoke more emotion, oftentimes that are stronger than the characters.
Better direction than writing.
1,000%. I think everything is better than the writing. I know people love the hell out of this show, and I like it.
It's got a 600% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I like it quite a bit, and I think the political stuff is better written than just character scenes often.
Yes,
depending on the characters, and so I mean, like the Kentaro and what's her name? What's Kiersey Clemons' character name? May.
Yes,
May. I think it's May.
Yes,
I'm pretty sure it's May.
You are correct.
Because like 2 minutes into wandering into the snow, it was like that Homer Simpson episode when he was on his own. And it was like he's got like a beard, he's in Marge's car. It's just like, it's been a day, Homer.
yeah, totally. And it's like you just wandered off like 15 minutes ago.
I know this show deals with like a span of time, but man, I did not feel like they really earned getting to like wandering lost in the snow.
This had
and now I'm hallucinating thing. Like, and I think they were trying to imply that there's an acceleration on the hallucination because of Kaiju, mumbo jumbo, hollow earth things crossing altitude. Like there's a variety of things, I'm sure. But I thought we got there like really quick all of a sudden.
They do a decent job of drawing mumbo jumbo that like sells the way time passes enough in the immediate moment. But yes, I thought that it had this weird time quality in both sets of stories, which is odd because like I kept thinking in the flashback, like, how long is this gallery open? You've been at a bar, you went home, you made love, you're in bed, you're getting out of bed. Like, how long is this thing, and how long are people waiting around for you? And like, how close is this to the?
You're such a girl.
I just, for that advertiser friendliness, I don't want to say too much.
Chitty chitty bang bang.
They got busy. They
got it on.
They had G. I don't know if I should say
G-Day, Veggie-Day.
Yeah, Veggie-Day, G-Spot Day.
Whoa, John, too vulgar. You're gonna get us demonetized.
No, a G-Spot is anywhere Godzilla appears. Duh. But anyway, the way time is compressed is a little funky, and and you said during the reaction, and I too
definitely said it.
I'm gonna start saying that you said stuff in the reaction that you definitely did not say, and just see if people pick up on it. No, I really enjoy and am fascinated by the aesthetics of people on like icy expeditions and the hardships that those involve. And like, I was just watching a couple episodes of this show called The Terror, which is all about this doomed Arctic mission, basically, and it's like set in a much earlier time. But like, that's a show that really lets you live in this sort of like, there are overt monster horror elements involved, but half the time you are just like in the real nastiness of being out here. And there were times where this was flirting with that in ways that I liked, but at the same time, at the end of the episode when he shows up with a friggin' helicopter, I was a little bit like, I feel like this is like very popcorny in the way that it's conceived, because it's like really clipping along, and it like has this sense of atmosphere that pervades everything, but it's like not paced atmospherically in that sense, or like it feels like it needs to move in a way that I get. Like, I'm not upset about it, and I'm like, yeah, we need to kind of be globetrotting and going a bunch of different places, but at the same time, for the unique challenges that freezing to death presents, part of me is sort of like, you don't have to go full cannibalism, but on the other hand, I am like, I want to live in the madness that is setting in,
Yeah. I think there is. I kind of, in all honesty, I feel like the show kind of pulls its punches a little bit. I think that there is a more interesting show out there about obsession and desperation. You just saw Zodiac.
Yeah.
And I think there's like a version there that these filmmakers kind of want to tell, but they can't.
It feels like they can't. It feels like, it's like they're being restricted from going too all in on any one thing.
Yeah, and I think they want to tell a story about like people who have become so obsessed with uncovering the truth of the Titans and then watching what it's done to them as people and how it's tarnished their relationships. But everything they do is with that is kind of just like it's
very boilerplate.
Yeah, like the choices of what they choose to do with them feels boilerplate. And then once in a while you get something that feels really rich, like with Kentaro's mom. That felt like very rich. But
she's the MVP.
We talked about the brother and sister like a billion times, so we're going to talk about them. But yeah, I think they're kind of bland. And
and the show has all but forgotten the sister.
No, they haven't.
I feel like
no, she's rising to the occasion.
That's
John.
right. She's best friends with May now.
She's like, we're not going to let her die.
Yeah,
they went above and beyond.
And I do agree. It's I'm sure it's there in the text and it's in the immediacy of the moment. But this was also a time where I was like, May really is just kind of along for the journey here to like add some cumbersome stakes. Essentially.
Well, I think kicking off with John Goodman flashback at the start of this show is kind of an indicator where I think they wanted to go with this show. You got the Monarch people who are like government corrupt, blah, blah, blah. But then you got like these other people who have given up their whole lives for it. And that is kind of what John Goodman's character is like. You see what he was like as a young, enthusiastic scientist, explorer who then became John Goodman.
We should all be so lucky.
Just this like grumpy guy who just hates people. And it's like, but I want the truth,
Yeah, that's all I have now.
Yeah.
I've alienated enough of other people.
And I kind of think that's what they wanted for everybody here is unpacking the truth. And, Kurt Russell is charming as always. The Kaiju was cool. Cool kaiju. I like the visual telling of the kaiju of how they're like slowly trying to figure out what it attacks and how to outmaneuver it. I have a hard time getting on board with creature that is kind of made for the snow and then humans can outrun it. Like shit like
and
that
like really bothers me
really easily. That really bothers me a lot. I'm like, you got to know your rules a little bit here. You're not on some weird fucking like purgatory land. Yeah,
totally. This isn't a metaphor monster. This is a real monster. It should be able to wreck all you people.
Like shit like that was kind of bothering me. Like I feel like it totally would have caught up with that helicopter.
Yeah, well, and it seems like it has some
the second it started like going up, it would have just rested.
Yeah, I feel like it would have enough like push off its legs to lunge at it or pull it in with its suction or whatever,
Yeah, and like I liked a lot of that, and I do still think they got away from it. Again, it was just kind of like very baseline, and I am curious why people love this show. I like the show so far, with occasional scenes that I love. I kind of love the third episode. Sure. That's the closest I've come to saying like, oh, I love that episode. And I think, again, intent versus what the actual end product is very different. And for me, I'm curious to know why people are so in love with it, like, does it go above and beyond your typical kaiju show or something in the Monsterverse that does explore the humans? Yeah, it does. I think it does go above and beyond. Absolutely. I think they put way more attention to detail there than any of the Monsterverse movies have done. At the same time, does it earn like great writing just because it's better,
Well, it's
or does more like you know what I mean? Like does that mean it is? I don't want to sound like I'm talking down to people who love it because I want people to love what they love. I just don't quite get. I'm not there yet. And I don't see myself fully succumbing to it because I'm like, we're 4 episodes in, and I'm really not in love with our main characters, and I love like Kurt Russell in the flashbacks when you're with young Wyatt Russell and the scientist girl.
Well, this episode also just in sitting here now, it made me kind of realize like
I just realized I said I don't like the people of color.
Yes.
But I love my white man Kurt.
Yeah, and his white son Wyatt.
But I can't stand.
Well, the writers
rest of the cast
need to remember.
That's how that sounded.
Well, this episode, especially discussing it now, I really did, I think, kind of share your enjoyment overall of the third episode and that enthusiasm. And the third episode, in some ways, is the most meaningfully.
I thought this meandered, man.
Are we on 5?
This is 4.
This is 4, yeah. So like the last one was the most sort of we spent meaningful like development time in the 50s plot line, and this had none of the 50s plot line, and I feel like that is my favorite plot line easily.
So much more intriguing.
And the characters in that one, while they're not like
because that's when it's like Monarch origins.
Yeah, which is really cool, and you get the fun sheen of the period piece stuff, the aesthetic, and like the thing is, the three of them, the trio of characters at the center of that, are the closest the show gets to like actually having some interesting characters. Where I'm not sitting here going, "Oh, this is like," and they are archetypical and they are familiar, but less so than the present day, where I'm like, "This is like, you know." You open up the box of like, oh, I got to get my wife back, or like, oh, you know, we got all these kind of tropey character things, and yeah, like when those plot threads seem to all kind of be what the main present day story is kind of riding off of, and it's like, yeah, you have them doing their romantic bickering and stuff like that, and then we see how they met, and yeah, everything's very kind of familiar, and it's weird because Godzilla, like especially the American Godzilla movies, are always kind of in this weird push-pull of like, how do we do people, and how much do we do people, and nobody wants like too much of a human drama like it's the 2014 movie, but we don't want it also like annoying and cartoonish the way like things can kind of get in King of the Monsters sometimes. Like, you know, you don't want humans that are unpleasant, but you don't want to feel like that's the main focus or something. And like, I feel like they're splitting the difference by being as like kind of generic about it to be agreeable as possible or something.
I just think the melodrama rings flat.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel very alive or very seasoned.
The whole thing with like, I'm gonna go look for my dad and I'm gonna go off on my own, and you made your own choice. I'm like, damn, I feel like emotionally void at this moment in time.
Yeah, he's just like, go that way, and if you succeed, great, and we'll go this way, and if we succeed, great.
Again, it's like I recognize intent all the way. I do. And
it's all here.
It's just when it comes down to its final conclusion of what the final product is, it does ring flat. And then when you're not cutting to the origins, it does ring a little like the one it's most interesting to me is when you're in the origins of the 50s. Or I find it more interesting when they're just like cutting to Monarch.
Tim, man, I feel like Tim is gonna rise as an interesting character pretty soon.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't really know what the mystery is that I'm supposed to be like intrigued by. And honestly, like I guess
J.J. Abrams that way.
There's something there. I guess I'm supposed to be intrigued by, but I enjoy the pulse of whatever is happening there. I think.
Yeah.
Because I'm at least like going, I want to know what's happening here.
When it tickles that part of your mind, it's like, ooh, conspiracy. Like this is the more sort of intriguing down to earth secret side versus the, you know, high scale secret side.
Sure. Yeah. I do think, it's okay. Like if you look at that Godzilla 2014, I think Aaron Taylor Johnson, who was kind of crapped on for some reason as being like a boring character.
Just dour
and I don't agree with that. I really don't. I kind of agreed with it the first time I saw it, but the second time I watched it years later when I had like time away to where I was able to just accept that, hey, Godzilla's not really going to be in this. It's my second time watching it. Let me just watch this movie. Like that whole character makes so much sense to me as this kid who like loved his mom and dad and then lost the mom and thought his dad went like crazy all Sarah Connor on his ass.
Yeah.
Then he's like, I don't want to be my dad. I'm just going to like toughen up. I'm going to join the military. Come to find out the dad was telling the truth. So it makes sense why he become this like grown up in the military background, why he would become this insanely internalized serious person. So like the body language of his performance really registered with me. And I think everyone here has like 20 times more dialogue than as like individual characters, 20 times more dialogue than Aaron Taylor Johnson. And it's because Aaron Taylor Johnson's wife is why I find Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Definitely.
No, I'm saying that I think is such a much more compelling character who I can get on board with than everyone here who is given exposition, who has everything laid out. And I don't it does bother, especially in an episode like this where it's like it's not really about the monsters and it's kind of there. Well, like I don't really care, and I think your placement sometimes of when to do your like flashback episode is like it's kind of a weird placement to me to do it.
Yeah, and especially to zoom in,
taking
on
your
one,
foot off the pedal.
Yeah, and I mean, like I like Kentaro generally, and I like seeing a window into his character and May and all that. But it also seems like okay, we're on episode 4, we're changing the format of the flashbacks, and now we're doing this first. And it does feel a little bit like, I wonder why. And I wonder why it wasn't maybe the girl that we were set up to think is the lead who is now like status 4 in all these scenes. Like,
sure, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it does sort of. I'm waiting to see if maybe the rest of the season will draw a clearer map for that. And two, I mean, I love.
I just feel like sometimes I feel like I sound like a hypocrite because I'll sit here with you and I'll go, I want more from them.
Yeah.
And they give us more, and then I'm like, it's not doing anything for me.
Well, the thing is, the character, I get what you mean, and it's no shade to the actors. It just feels, I don't know, there's something that feels like there wasn't enough time, or like people were instructed not to go too deep. Because like I like Kurt Russell. I love Kurt Russell. I love watching Kurt Russell. But here, it pretty much feels like you just plucked fun Kurt Russell, and we're like, just have your personality be the heavy lifting for, these scenes in that you're charming and we love you. And
I love how he's just having fun.
He's just chilling and so it's funny, to me coming into this, like, again, big respect to Wyatt Russell. I really like Wyatt Russell, but I wasn't expecting him to do like the heavier lifting in terms of like, I was like, man, now he's in a position where he's like acting in a way complimentary to his dad. And like, that's going to be hard shoes to fill. And now as of seeing what's happened thus far, I'm sitting here going, Wyatt Russell is like doing so much of the heavy lifting in terms of like bringing a character that I feel has like a big level of commitment, but also like feels lived in, even in ways despite whatever dialogue or whatever. Like there's something about that character, and to a degree the characters around him, especially the trio there, and when he's dealing with Chris Heyerdahl and all those people, like there's something that feels more alive about those characters than the present day characters, and something that feels like they were just allowed to go deeper when doing the homework or kind of bringing the life underneath the dialogue out. Whereas in the present, I can't tell what it is, because again, I feel like each time it's never really the actors that I'm upset about. I feel like all these people are capable, but it's something about the way that it moves, and it does like move, I feel like, pretty quick, even though it's good at selling you that it's not rushing in the moment.
Well, I think the flashback, the Monarch origins in the 50s, their characters naturally fit for their immediate plot, whereas I kind of feel like they made up shit to fill in, because they have notes where like, well, we got to give our characters backstory. We gotta how do we make this more personal? Like I kind of get the sense more of the notes that feels very natural.
Yeah.
Because their development is so intrinsically tied to the advancement of Monarch.
Yes.
Whereas these guys, it's like this strange daddy issue show.
Well, it feels like you should be heading toward like a center point in some kind of complementary way, where it's like, yeah, you have the past where they're learning and charting this territory and setting up the structure to study it, and then something kind of dark at the center of that the people on the current timeline are going to discover, that Kurt Russell maybe has to answer in some way for, that is going to be both maybe a revelation that's, I don't know, to give it some level of heft or some level of conflict in that, like, oh man, maybe this went bad. And it seems like something in the past with Monarch is certainly going to go bad. But
well, I think what they are missing, and is it in the show and I'm just not feeling it, is what was my dad looking for?
Well, that's the thing, is it feels, the way it moves.
If they had that, like as an element of, like, it's another trope, but this is like trope show. if they had that trope and they zeroed in on that a little more, like what was my dad looking for? What did he uncover about Kaiju or the monster Titans? What did he uncover about them? If they had us, then it kind of feels like you can have the development and not take your foot off the pedal. as opposed to let's just slow down and show shit of their backstory. Yeah.
I feel like it is technically there, but I feel like what they focus mostly on is just Dad had 2 families and he might still be alive. Like that's kind of it. And I liked his presence when he showed up here, but yeah, like I feel like while it is technically there, it's not really something that they've done a lot to accentuate or focus on. Yeah, what was he searching for? What is the thing that drove him out into this? And how could maybe Kurt Russell's experience kind of play off of that and give us some insight into that? Because I think there's a way to do a lot of archetypical and what, when it's not working, you would call like boilerplate kinds of scenarios or characters, as long as you have, and I think it would be appropriate in a place like this to have those archetypes, as long as you've got a lot of flavor going on in the performances and the little details that make the characters beyond just the broad strokes. And I feel like it's taking the, you know, very straightforward, familiar story, melodrama elements like really seriously in a way that doesn't detract from like the enjoyability of the show in the moment, but that does seem like it's missing a sense of fun. Well, it's starting to, I guess. Like I'm still excited. It's weird. Like these are really fun reactions and it's a really fun show to watch. But then when you start to break it down, at least for us, it does feel like
I think we're like the only one. I don't know. I really haven't listened to anyone's videos on this.
Yeah, I haven't either.
I haven't listened to anyone's videos, but I see like how people react on Twitter. And I see the critic score, and I'm like, I guess I'm just like in this weird camp where I was like, I think it's fine. I don't love it though.
Yeah, well, I think that's partly the treachery of Rotten Tomatoes is that like all those could be 7s or 6.5s out of 10.
Quite glowing,
but yeah,
from what I've skimmed,
it does create this weird dissonance where it's good enough that I'm again happy to be here and would love to see it grow beyond this. But it's a show where for the amount of like joy people have had over it, and just remembering recent times of, you know, the different receptions of the Monsterverse movies and the up and down journey that has been, it does kind of fascinate me that people are so glowing about this, because, you know, it's good enough that I get why it's popular anyway. But yeah, the fact that everyone's like 100%, I'm like, this is the moving Godzilla drama that you haven't felt like you've gotten in various movies or whatever else. Like
at least with the movies, even though the human characters can be flat,
you know, it's just building to the climax of the movie.
Yeah, I'm like, at least there's like exciting action to, you know, distract your mind and feed your like stimuli.
Yeah, whereas this feels like it would just be an ongoing melodrama.
It really does.
You know, it happens to have monsters sometimes, and that like maybe they'll find their dad at some point. But like,
the visuals of the Titans are really cool.
Yes,
because it's on a television show. And a lot of the times I'm like, well, if I saw this exact visual in a movie theater, would I be as impressed, or would I just be like, I appreciate it?
Yeah,
From a logical stance, I appreciate it.
Would I actually be wow? I think this,
but I think on TV you're like, wow, for TV, this is amazing. You know,
I feel like this for me, like this could have been the ice episode, you know, or like the Arctic, whatever, wherever they are, Alaska. This could have been
the thing.
Yeah, this could have been the thing episode, or the something episode. Whereas, like, you know, this is just a pretty good episode 4 to me. But I feel like the setting, like all the trappings of this could have been like,
I just think coming to the psychosis of the past, that was just like, it didn't seem like it had anything really to do with the immediate plot. It was just like they're in the ice and they hallucinate.
Well, and it seems like the only reason of mentioning the fact that like time and space are sort of weird and funky and different around Kaiju is just to explain away that one loop they do, and to kind of bolster the transitions when he's like wandering around and then the radio brings him out of the flashback and all of a sudden he's inside. Like, but generally it doesn't feel like that sense of magic is like, or that, you know, strange sci-fi-ness is like truly everywhere here.
I can't just turn off my brain and have fun with it. I can't, because I'm so distracted by potential and be weakness. You know,
It's
like,
doing-
I am distracted because the show treats it like it's fucking prestige television.
And it's working hard enough on certain things to clearly indicate that it wants to do that, but it's also not really paying much mind to certain other things that are essential to actually becoming that.
Yeah.
It's so strange to watch.
So, I mean, honestly, this might have been my like least favorite episode of them all.
In some way, like for impact, again, like the promise of the setting and the kinds of movies you could homage, or just the kinds of situations you could homage in this place are like nice and rich. And so in the moment, I think you're always kind of benefiting of the doubt because you're like, oh, maybe some kind of real set piece is going to give away. But
The fact that they outran that kaiju like twice
with her legs freezing off,
that really bothers me. It really does. I'm like, this is kind of bullshit, honestly. You know,
a little bit.
Like, they're not just combating like running in the snow. They've also got a mild snowfall they're fighting against that apparently fluctuates between storm to snowfall.
Yeah,
and I
powder.
I just like there's no way they would have outran this shit.
You're on this monster's turf.
I'll give you the beginning. But the very end moment, like what? No.
Yeah.
No, and it undercuts the threat. It does. It really annoys me.
And that whole thing happens pretty fast. Like when he showed up with the helicopter, I was actually kind of disconcerted at first. I was like, wait a minute. Who's flying right now? Like, how'd you get here so quick? You know, but it's really fun in the moment, and you keep hoping that something else is around the corner. And I think that's what the mystery box element does, and that's why I'm worried about the J.J. Abrams-ness of this, because I think in some ways that's a great tone. Like I think it's stuff like Lost. I'm like, that's the kind of tone you want for a Monarch show, sort of creeping, conspiratorial dread. But also, I'm just aware that sometimes those mystery boxes don't have anything in them, you know, except for vibes, which are cool. But yeah. I like Kentaro's house. His art show was fun. It's an interesting,
I guess.
Interesting. I don't know. It's not a bad choice, but at the same time, it is one of those. I have so many other questions I shouldn't be having because of stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't. This is my least favorite of them all. I still like the show.
I'm still excited for 5.
It's done enough good things for me to like it. But I guess I'm not over the moon about it. And that's all that's missing for me is being more enthusiastic. That's what I'm missing.
Yeah.
So intermittent. But what do you guys think? Are you in love with it? Are you mad at us?
No, don't be
Did you make
mad.
it this far? I'm not reading the comments on this.
Oh, you should.
All I like is that
everybody.
woke trash Doctor Who.
That's right. The meep's coming for you, Gene, your woke ass.
Yeah, pronouns.
Yeah. Screw anybody who uses a pronoun.
As if Doctor Who hasn't had very overt cheesy writing countless times.
Never.
They ruined Doctor Who. I'm like, there's way worse Doctor Who episodes.
I have a feeling that this isn't a well-ingrained tradition across shows like Doctor Who, Star Trek, various other things.
Terrible Doctor Who episodes. That was one where I was like, the audience, the reception of a certain crowd is going to be insanely predictable, and I'm also going to be here going, you guys clearly don't know Doctor Who. Because
you guys clearly tuned in just now.
There are some shittier episodes for sure.
Yeah, and some with thinner veiled attempts at,
know, there's channels out there who are like, they talked about trans people and
they acknowledge the existence of trans
pronouns,
people.
and they were on the nose about it. I need to pretend to be mad.
This is really taking away from my ability to thrive as a human being right now.
I need to pretend to be mad so that way I could get my views.
This is about me, and it is distressing. Yeah, I need this fixed. It's okay. It's okay. You knew it was coming. As long as Godzilla doesn't get woke, you know. Somehow they managed to slip some Asian leads and a black lead in here too.
It is cool to see Asian people in a I don't know if they're actually Japanese. So it is cool to see Asian people as the leads of a show about in the Godzilla
show
universe.
That seems, I mean,
but clearly
seems
writers,
to only care to make maybe one of them the lead at a time.
Caucasian creators behind the show definitely really did a better job writing Caucasian characters. And they don't even need to like lean on. I appreciate the effort though. Like, hey, he actually speaks Japanese, and there's like a cultural thing going on with the girl. And
I would love if this was like really bicultural that way.
They don't need to make it about the culture, but I appreciate the intent to anyway. Look, I'm done. I'm over this.
We've spilled all the ink that needs to be spilled, and if we keep talking, we're gonna get mad.
I got my Doctor Who rant out.
Yes, yeah.
Like, I'm not diving into these comments. I'm going to embrace the fun.
Sure, because if you're upset about Doctor Who, you should probably go examine some other things about your life.
Yeah.
Like, if you're really that mad about it. Oh.
I was like, I'll give you it's overt and on the nose. And I'll be like, and they've done that with many a topic.
Other topics. Yeah, this is not new.
That's Doctor Who for you.
Oh, what a resolve that needs to get a couple themes out real quick.
Subtlety is not the name of Doctor Who.
Not one. Name one other time. It's okay.
Ambiguous ending sometimes, but subtlety, I would not be like. That's Doctor Who for you. Open to subtle interpretation there.
I don't know what this episode was trying to say allegorically.
The reason Doctor Who has episodes that truly stand out, like Midnight, like Blink. Like the Capaldi episode where he's in the time chest or whatever.
Prison.
Yeah, the prison, is because those are few and far between.
Yes, yes. There is a steady contrast. And yeah.
There's
some
a
of
reason
the hammiest episodes bolster some of the most impactful.
There's a reason those episodes are huge, because they're not as common.
True. And you gotta, and that's part of an ecosystem.
Some common sense, guys. Why do you think they stand out? Why do you think they stand out?
Because the rest of the time there's a wide range of tones
and super exposition about it.
Yeah, let's get madcap and let's just throw a bunch of shit at you and let's wrap it up real fast because we don't actually have enough time to do all this stuff. So let's just tell everybody what the point is and get out of here.
Jesus, guys, Jesus, and fucking acting like, oh god, so annoying.
Yeah. I don't know. At that point, in some ways, I'm like, go on the nose, because the people who are going to get bent out of shape about this.
If you go subtle or on the nose, you're going to get the same reaction.
Yeah. Or you'll get people championing something for the wrong reasons.
I liked it because I could tell this is not the greatest writing. But they are so gung-ho about it in the most overt way that I'm like, hey, man, you're embracing it and you're doing it with a giant smile on your face.
This seems almost intentional, the way that you have made this point blank straightforward, because I think you want to upset and rile the people who are going to be ignorant towards
You're like,
this.
weed them out.
Yeah. And hey, like, mean, big respect to a broad display of acceptance, because again, in the community that is for, I can imagine being overjoyed.
There are people who are completely for the message, but don't like the way it was written. And I was kind of in the middle there of like, hey, there are parts about this writing that I'm like, I do not think that moment was well written. But I'm talking specifically to the camp that's like,
ruined by Doctor Who.
That's the camp.
Dr. Woke.
That's what I'm talking about. Because I'm like, this show has been so fucking woke. I don't care what anyone says.
That's half the point.
I'm sure the second fucking Black Martha Jones shows up.
Or lesbian Bill. Like, come on. Jesus. The Doctor at one point has like a whole coterie of like lesbians helping him out.
We weren't even around for that, and I'm sure that existed.
Yeah. And then people forget that that's half of what a lot of sci-fi is for. It's just for giving us metaphors to help people better swallow just basic tolerance.
Anyway.
But leave us your thoughts on Monarch episode 4 and
See
what
you guys.
thought of the woke.